All right. Welcome to season 2 of Boxed In with Friends.
What's that?
Yeah, we got a new logo. Pop it up on the screen there. Don't block out Kate's face. Yeah.
It's okay. Block it out.
I'm your host, Tony Augusti. Here as always with Kyle O'Neill, Kate, Rick, Andy, Katie, and Jake. Welcome. This is episode 30, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. We've been out for a little while, like more than a little while, like a month or so, but
6
weeks, just getting our shit together. And we have some changes planned for this season. We're going to focus more on the Friends as a whole, but we'll still continue to have fun guests in both comedy and musical. Before I forget, we're going to try doing some improv this season, short form. So with that in mind, we need leave your suggestions in the comments.
Suggestions in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
You know the drill.
What should I say? Just can I say what
it now?
Get some objects, get some occupations.
Yep, thank you. That's a good one, Andy. And actually, you would probably have the biggest life change news. We're gonna check in and go around and see what we've all been up to since the break. What was I gonna say? So leave your suggestions. But Andy, why don't just check in. So what's going on with you? What's the big change with you, Andy?
So this is the first
hint is your background.
Oh yeah. And now that also lets you know I'm using a ring light. So now you know how the sausage is made. I'm a snowboard I'm trying to be a snowbird this year. So I headed out to LA, and that's where I am now.
Wow. That's cool.
Perfect time.
Where are you in LA proper or?
Yeah. I'm right downtown.
Oh, okay. And what's part of your goal when you're out there? Are you just a hang, or you're pursuing things, or do you not know yet?
No, I don't know yet. Actually, I was kind of thinking that it was funny because it's been a long time in the coming. I knew I wanted to at some point head back to LA, maybe be dual based. But it's been for a while, and so now that it's finally here and happened, I'm oh gosh, I don't know what's next. I guess it's time to make a new dream. Mm-hmm. So so I don't know. I know that I'm going to do some surfing because that was part of the whole reason to come here.
And
probably go to a surf school or surf camp.
Yeah.
Or get a surf coach. And then I'm also going to hang out with Kyle.
Okay.
Right, Kyle?
Yeah.
Can I get your
that was what I was alluding to.
How far apart are you two?
Without traffic, we're probably about 15, 20 minutes.
So with traffic, 5 hours?
Train, right?
Yeah, well, it depends on what time and who's going where, because it's probably takes longer for me to get there than it would for her to get here. But depending on the time.
I drive faster.
But the traffic's not what it was, because there's this big disease.
Yeah. Because when I used to live here, and the traffic was nuts, and it didn't matter what time of the day. It would be 11 p.m. just traffic like crazy, and so it's definitely has not been like that since I got here. So that's kind of a nice change. But yeah, I'm sure it's just a matter of time before it goes back.
All right. Well, congrats, and we miss you. Well, Kyle doesn't miss you because he's there, but we miss you.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess
we're all here on the internet.
Yeah, I guess the fact that we're in a pandemic and not seeing each other in person kind of makes it easier. It doesn't feel, and you have the same couch, So I just look at the couch and I just tell myself,
change up.
Yeah.
For people seeing the background.
Yeah. Yes. What else have other people been up to that they want to share?
I went to Utah this weekend.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get out of town and I wanted to get into nature. And so Ross, who I live with, we drove to St. George and we went hiking in the mountains there. And it was really cool. It was a nice little getaway. And I felt safe for the most part, but they do not really give a fuck about COVID in Utah. So
how so?
Just not a lot of mask wearing or a lot of chin mask wearing.
Hell yeah. Gotta love it.
So it was a lot of us avoiding people, but which is what we should do anyways. But so
Did they look at you weird for wearing a mask? Like, did you get looks?
I think it's like because it's like been a year. I think everyone's like they're used to seeing it, but I just think that they seem to care less than they do other places.
Yeah,
but it was but in nature it was wonderful. So when we just walked around and walked on top of rocks.
Hell yeah.
and
That's
then
interesting.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that it's really interesting to think about that in 3 weeks it will be a year.
Yeah. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
It's super depressing.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've been doing
all
this
my
show for a year.
all my pictures of rehearsal for Glamway are coming up. Like,
like a memory from last year
yeah, because the show opened February 28th.
and closed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, too soon.
Too soon.
I
just think about the last time I hung out with anybody before everything closed. It was actually I was hanging out with Andy and Tony, and we were doing writing.
Yeah,
And
writing meeting.
I remember Tony like brought a big bottle of hand sanitizer, and he sat down like, "What's that for?" And you're like, "I'm just really worried about this Corona thing." And I was like, "Nah, it's fine." Like we were just on the cusp. Nothing had happened yet. It was just like a little inkling that something was coming. And I was like, "Oh, you know what? It's gonna be fine." And then like we went into lockdown like 4 days later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. At the beginning I was like, yeah, this is nothing, like whatever. And then I was so wrong.
Yeah, being a naturally germ-phobic person did me well. I don't even remember that I brought a big bottle of hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
I don't remember this like there, but I can see it.
This thing definitely got me over my fear of hand sanitizer.
You had a fear?
No, but
He just wants attention. Kyle just wants attention.
I didn't like it. I didn't like using it before. I'd rather just wash my hands because it was like kind of gross to me.
Yeah, it felt like you were just rubbing germs in.
Yeah, but now
I don't feel that way. Now I'm like,
now I'm on board.
Lather me up in all of the gel, spray, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night and there was like a bunch of bottles on the like kitchen island. And so I like went to grab one of them and I started drinking it and I thought it was water, but it was hand sanitizer.
Oh.
It was
Did you taste
terrible.
it?
Yeah, no, it was the worst thing ever because I thought it was slugging water, and then I ran over the sink and I spat it out, and then I put it under the sink. I'm like, this should not be near water bottles because it was dark when I did it. So that just gave me a flashback.
Andy, it's okay if you don't know how to read. You can just tell us, and we're not going to judge you for something like that.
Everything's on audiobook now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy.
Wow, you can really handle going blind well. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You already have a great attitude for blindness.
I think like Andy can handle anything thrown at her and turn it so positively.
Yeah.
Like she's like, oh,
You could definitely feel a lot more people up and get away with it.
That's true.
See, there we go.
Sorry.
Read all my like ingredient labels on Audible.
I see you, Jake. What were you gonna say, Jake, when you were a kid?
No, I was saying, when I was a kid, I saw some hand sanitizer, but I thought it was like green jelly or some shit.
Yeah.
And asked my mom, like, "Hey, mom, I use this green jelly," and she, like we were in the store, and she just looked at me and was like she sat it down, looked at me, she just like come on, like she didn't even like say anything. She just looked at me
Like you can't be that stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
I think that constantly with my kids when they say things. I'm like, you can't possibly be this dumb, right?
yeah,
But they are.
Like she didn't tell me what it really was. Probably like the next day. Like she wanted me to figure out for myself, and I kept asking, "Mom, where you get the green jelly?" And she just kept ignoring me. The next day, she's like, I asked her like, "Mom, like, what's up with the green jelly?" She's like, "Boy, that wasn't green jelly. That was hand sanitizer." Damn it, or whatever.
I love that she made you wait.
Yeah, she wanted me to figure out on my own, but so yeah, I didn't figure it out on my own, obviously. So, and that still stands for today. I don't I don't figure a lot of shit out on my own. I'm kind of slow, so you got.
That's okay.
Well, you
thanks.
said it. You know.
I will hold your hand
Funny.
till the end of the game.
No, I don't want you to
Anybody anybody else got anything?
I've been doing a lot of boring shit, just working. I got a new laptop, so that's about.
Is that what you're on now?
No. This is like a laptop, like that I want to do more writing with. So I'm like, it's this weird thing. I read a book and they talk about having like, and took a writing class, and the teacher was like, you know what, have like a laptop or something just for writing.
Yeah.
And so I traded in my my old iPad. And then I got a MacBook. Basically, this is like the first computer I bought with like no add-ons at all, because I'm like, I'm just going to be writing with it. So, so it's, you know, relatively affordable, and we'll see if I just got it like a couple days ago. So we'll see if I do anything without it. Maybe you guys will keep me honest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have a goal that you'd like to write by, like a certain amount of pages by a time, and then we can.
No, I like to write a book. I wrote a book before that didn't get published, and I like to try another one and see how it goes. So that's kind of, I've been taking classes the past year about how to do that and get over like kind of like the self-criticism and fear of it.
Yeah.
They're kind of like almost like psychology classes. So now I'm announcing it to everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're making it real now.
Out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prophecy.
I forgot how much I like to write.
Mm-hmm. I don't like, it's the only thing that like really intimidates me.
Yeah,
Scares me.
it's hard. I'm in class again for writing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it again to like give me momentum, to keep the momentum going. And I'm like, I don't know if it's the like time of year or what, but I'm like, really, it's like hard to get going.
Yeah,
Tom Schultz says, Tony, write a book about me. I'm worthy of writing a book about. That is true. Thomas had a pretty amazing life, but I sense a memoir in you.
Yeah, Tom.
I think about writing all the time.
Yeah, from the projects to physicists.
Yeah, I got a lot of ideas. I don't necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm not a big follow through guy.
Yeah, you're more of an idea guy. That's what I like about you. You know.
Yeah. I need
No,
people
just
I'm
kidding.
really
Kyle gets shit done.
I get shit
Yeah,
done.
Kyle, you definitely get stuff done.
I've been really into manifesting and positive. Trying to work on positive thinking. That's been my
I love that stuff.
MO for the last like month and a half or so.
Have you noticed a difference?
I have a gratitude journal that I have to write 3 positive things every day.
Awesome.
And just trying my damnedest.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was like, you're like me a year ago, because I was so into positive thinking last year, and then this happened, and I was like, fuck it. Everything's the worst.
What's up with Rick?
Well, I would just like to announce formally on the Friends program that I will no longer be defending or going to bat for the boss, aka Bruce Springsteen, based on his Super Bowl ad. In the past, I would always be the one, you know, at a party, would have you, someone be saying Bruce Springsteen sucks shit, and I would say no. Especially that first album, Greetings from Asbury Park, Growing Up, is a masterpiece. Hard to Be a Saint in the City is a masterpiece. But now that he made a Jeep ad wherein he says we got to meet on middle ground with an out of control paramilitary force that's white supremacist. I'm not going to defend him to nobody no more. I don't care how much I like Hungry Heart. And I would like to invite everyone to a record burning party in my backyard. Masks are not required.
Yeah, I'm not going that far, but yeah, you're talking about his Super Bowl commercial for Jeep, and I thought that was one of the weirder ones.
We've got to meet on middle ground. No, we fucking don't have to meet on middle ground, Bruce.
The game, and I didn't see that commercial. I was kind of multitasking, but I was specifically trying to do that during the game and not the commercials, and I somehow missed it.
Yeah, how many people watched some or part of it?
I watched
I watched a very tiny bit.
I
Mm.
watched
I just saw
it.
the Springsteen ad on Twitter.
I watched it until the third quarter. They scored another touchdown, and I said, you know what? We're on a stride with Sopranos. Let's turn this shit off and watch some Sopranos. No spoilers, please. I'm watching it for the first time all the way through.
Yeah, leave spoilers out of the comments, guys. But if you didn't catch on or hear earlier, we need suggestions for a game we're playing. So if you could put suggestions for objects or occupations or whatever into the comments, we will use them.
Nice.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Speaking of football, I found this old football footage that we should discuss.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's.
This is Sports Talk. We're known as being smart.
Oh,
Wow.
Holy shit, that's
You
brutal.
know, Kyle, that
Let's
looks
one more time.
very familiar. Whoa, look at that.
Dude, that walk, I recognize that walk.
okay. Now,
Is that little badass Katie Shea?
that's little Mike Shea.
So isn't that would I assume was from what they call like a powder puff game?
Yeah, it was the Powder Puff game. I was the defensive captain. I was the cornerback. And that was my second year playing.
And I always understood those to be flag football and
flag
not
football, no
vicious
contact.
tackle football.
There's no contact.
So what was your brain?
That was actually, like, from what I know of football, a very good form tackle, you know?
Yeah. So a little backstory is I played like every sport. I was like, not to toot my own horn, but I was like pretty good at every sport I played.
Mhm.
But they
That's
were,
tooting your own horn.
She's an
girls,
athlete.
Yeah.
but girls sports, they took all the contact away. And I was, a real physical type of player.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I can say.
I just love the stalking afterwards. You're just like,
Yeah, you're like,
nobody can
like-
fuck with me.
I think it was more of I thought maybe if I walked away, no one would notice it was me.
Look at this. Like, you pull your arms out to the sides. It was great.
Was there any talking to afterwards?
There was a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, I just noticed that at the end of the video, the referee throws a flag.
Yeah.
Can we pull that video up again?
Yeah.
Can I point out her teammate looks so frustrated with Caitlin? Hold on, right there, down the right. She's like, oh, like Katie did it again.
I'll tell you, it was just the animal in me. I saw her with the ball.
One more time.
That walk just makes me laugh every time. Like,
Yeah, that's like my.
So is
city
this
walk.
heist something you did in high school?
Yeah, it was my
Like a-
junior year. So I played junior year, and I tore my rotator cuff, and then I didn't get surgery for 3 years. So that tackle happened with a torn rotator cuff.
Huh.
Jesus.
But yeah, when I say I'm competitive, I mean it.
That just reminded me of a story from when I played hockey. When I was, I assume I was like 12 or 13 at the time of this game, but I took a hit, like an open ice hit in the middle of the game, and I broke my collarbone, and I was out for like a couple months.
Did you get a boner?
I got a huge boner from it. No, but I remember the name of the player. His last name was Gillies. And then, like, fast forward to maybe 2 years ago, I was playing some drop-in hockey, and there was
like a pickup game?
Yeah, just like a pickup game. And there's this guy playing, and like, he's like, "Hey, you used to play in Livonia. Like, do you remember me, Gillies?" And I was like, "Yeah, you broke my collarbone." He's like, "No, that was my sister, my twin sister."
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
Felt pretty good. It was cool.
I would have gotten a boner too.
So that's where the boner came in.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead.
I was going to just say it was a 15-yard penalty. I didn't get kicked out of the game. I continued to play the game.
Did you win?
No, we lost. We won our junior year. We beat the seniors our junior year.
We have a comment from Sheila Farrar is asking what kind of suggestions were you looking for? Sheila, just like anything for like it can be anything, like a household object, an occupation.
What we should do with our lives.
Yeah. Life advice. And then Nuver, shout out Nuver, says, Caitlin Shea, you are my spirit animal. Kyle says, I could listen to Kyle say hockey all day. How do you say hockey? Hockey.
Hockey. Like a true Midwesterner, hockey.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Speaking of conspiracy theories, well, let's hear this again. Just that
one more time, baby.
Yeah.
All right. That's
It's too good.
This country half of the country seems to believe in any conspiracy this day. Any kind of conspiracy these days. Kate has put together a video on this is a real conspiracy theory, and it blew my mind when I heard about it. So we'll play that now and check it out. Called "Conspire with Me" with Kate. I don't know. Is that the official name of the segment, Kate?
Oh, sure.
Okay, that's a ringing endorsement.
It is.
All right. That wasn't meant
It
as
is now.
criticism. It wasn't meant as criticism. All right, let's check it out.
Hey, it's Kate, and there's nothing I love more than a good conspiracy theory. So today I'm asking you to conspire with me, just for a second. We're talking about birds. You know the kind, canaries, pigeons, penguins, eagles, turkeys, shit, even chickens. But did you know that birds aren't real? That's right, they're tiny robots created by the government in order to spy on us. They're fully equipped with cameras, antennas, microphones, and even a battery pack. At least this is what the Birds Aren't Real movement wants you to believe. And, you know, the cynical anti-government girl in me really wants to believe that Big Brother would use flapping computers in order to spy on me. But the skeptic in me has some questions. So here they are. At first glance, the Birds Aren't Real movement website looks more like an online merchandising store. They sell everything from bucket hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, face masks with their clever slogan, "Birds are a lie." And that was my first inkling that this conspiracy theory might be true because we all know the government hates capitalism. But there are some things that are hard to ignore with this theory. First are the battery packs. How do you replace them? Or are they eco-friendly? If so, how do you charge them? You think with the government, with all of its billions and billions of dollars of resources, they would have made the birds solar powered. I mean, think about it. Birds fly closest to the sun. That's like an endless supply of solar energy, man. But I guess by using a greener product, they'd finally have to admit that climate change, is real, but it's fine. One thing, however, that I cannot let go, and frankly, I will not let it go, are chicken wings. There is nothing I love more than a spicy-ass chicken wing. I've never gone down on a big, flaming hot plate of goodness to bite into a little tiny speaker. Also, my dad used to have this weird habit of smuggling in rare birds from Greece, allegedly. And, he always made it through the x-ray machine at the airport just fine. Which brings me to my last and most important point, people. Why would the government go through so much work to spy on our boring-ass lives? I mean, wouldn't it be easier to spy on us using, tiny little computers that we all carry around with us every day? Like our phones. Do I think the government is checking on us? Absolutely. But let's not pretend that any of us are really interesting enough for this multi-billion-dollar scheme in order to know what Netflix show we're binging, or what bread recipe we're trying, or, our Pornhub suggestion searches. But all in all, I'm going to give this conspiracy a solid 3 tinfoil hats out of 10. While it's fun to theorize about all the different ways the government is keeping track of us, I just can't subscribe to the idea that this guy gives a shit about what any of us are doing. He's got more important things to worry about, like the alphabet.
All right. Very informative.
Didn't hear a thing.
You didn't hear any of it?
No.
Oh, I heard
Every
it.
time I play a video, for some reason, I don't hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, we
I was
heard
really
it.
nervous
It was
it's just the video.
That
That's
is
a
good job.
that is fucking
problem.
mind blowing to me that people actually. This is like a thing that people actually believe. Like,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. But even more interesting was your dad used to smuggle birds into the country, allegedly.
Yeah.
And also,
Allegedly.
Greek birds look a lot like little puppies.
Puppies.
Were
Yeah,
they-
this is the best picture I can find.
Were they pigeons?
No, they were mostly okay. So my dad, he loves birds, and like
Okay,
one of his favorite
allegedly.
things
This is
to
all
do.
alleged.
Allegedly, he loves birds. And when he was a kid living in Greece, he used to catch them. You know, you'd put like stuff on a tree and they'd land, and it sounds really awful. So whenever he would go back and forth from Greece to America, he would come back with birds. And I don't really know how he did it, but he just did it. And then once my cat ate the birds,
All of
and
the
then
birds?
he ate two of my dad's illegal birds, and my dad threw my cat out of the house.
Oh my God.
So it's a great story. Thanks for bringing me back.
Yeah, but how did you have no idea how he hid them on his person?
I think he would hide them in his carry-on. Like they would be in really, really tiny cages.
Oh
and he
my
would wrap them
God.
and then put them
Wait,
in his
they were in
carry-on.
tiny cages?
I don't like that at all.
That's a sad story.
Oh my God, it's so sad. That's why I'm laughing.
Allegedly.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for that. That was great.
You're welcome.
Up next, we
Here to
have.
educate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if you had told me that people believe that birds aren't real, then I wouldn't have believed you.
Well, I think it was Kyle that gave me the suggestion.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that birds were. That's why this pandemic was created, so we could change the batteries in the birds.
Yeah, that's a Tony. Yeah, Tony shared that video.
I-
Taking a lot longer than they planned.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot more birds than I thought. I actually did see someone wearing a "Birds Aren't Real" sticker on his sweatshirt.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, up next, thank you for that, Kate. Up next,
You're welcome.
we are going to play a little improv game before we bring on our guest, Maggie O'Reilly, which I don't know if I mentioned that Maggie O'Reilly is our guest tonight. I just assumed everybody would be tuning in for that.
They're only tuning in for her.
I know. If you have any questions for Maggie, you can put those in the comments too. But for now, why don't we have the host of our game step forward?
What's up? The host of this game. We're gonna play a game called Innuendo. How it works is I'm gonna take suggestions that we asked for y'all earlier. Tony asked y'all for like suggestions of objects or occupations, whatever, and then we're gonna take those suggestions and and use it in this improv game. I'm pretty much gonna tell you like how we like our men. I like my man like I like my blank. The blank is the suggestion. So, for example, if the suggestion was hot dog, be like, I like my man like I like my hot dogs. With my putting wiener in between they buns or whatever. I think I fucked that up, but you get it. I'm like,
Putting wiener or something.
I know. I get what
thought
you
it was
mean.
great.
or like my man like I like my hot dogs. Throwing a wiener in my grill or some shit. Yeah. So
that was good.
Yeah, that was.
The game is very gay. No, I'm just playing. But,
Jake's about to be canceled.
Yeah. No, but see, it's to take the power out. Whatever. Never mind.
yeah, but I can't be canceled.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Wow. I love that proclamation. So that should be on a t-shirt.
I won't be canceled.
I can't be
There it
canceled.
is.
I can.
Yeah.
You can.
Kyle
Yeah.
is the most canceled.
Kyle, you've
Kyle,
been
you
canceled.
should have been canceled a long time ago. But
Yeah.
the only reason I can't
What's that?
no, but anyway, back to the game. Yeah, so that's how the game works. So first suggestion, I'm gonna go with one of our friends and our very loyal viewers, Patty. She
Shout out.
got the suggestion of Ghost Hunter. I like my man like I like my Ghost Hunters. And go.
I like
I
my
like
men
my
like I
men.
like.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
like
Andy.
my men like I like my ghost hunters. They come in a pair of two.
Okay.
I like my men like I like my ghost hunters with Halloweenies.
I like my men like I like my ghost hunters. They see right through me.
I like my men like I like my ghost hunters. I can barely feel them.
I like my men like I like my ghost hunters. Very spirited.
Okay. All right.
I like my men like I like my ghost hunters looking in a dark cavity.
I like my men like I like my ghost hunters wearing a white sheet.
Okay.
QAnon is real, guys. I said it. I'm hijacking the game now. Sorry.
I got it. I got a so new suggestion. We're going from you too, Sheila Ferreira. I hope I said her name right. She made the suggestion of chicken sexer.
That's already horny.
What was that?
Yeah, that's so
Chicken
hard.
sexer.
But she said it. She said it's a real occupation. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's go ahead.
Chicken sexer?
Yeah, I think
Chicken
like determining the sex of a chicken, I guess, or
whatever y'all want.
Maybe they make the rooster and the hen do it. Like they facilitate that.
Hey, I like my men like I like my chicken sexer with a cock, baby.
Yeah, I like my men like I like my chicken sexers looking at my eggs.
I like my men like I like my chicken sexers getting all up in my hen house.
I like my men like I like my chicken sexers, used to things smelling foul.
I like my men like I like my chicken sexers. They're also farmers.
Okay, new suggestion. New suggestion. Go with Graham Leslie. Shout out to Graham Leslie, the homie. Sharp axe.
What's up, homie?
What
a
is
sharp
it?
axe?
A sharp axe. He said a sharp axe. A sharp axe.
Okay.
Not just an axe, a sharp axe. Go.
I like my men like I like my sharp axes. Really getting into that gash.
I like
I love Andy's reluctance to say it. Sorry.
I like my men like I like my sharp axe pointed at the tip.
I like my men like I like my sharp axe, splitting me in two.
I like my men like I like my sharp axe penetrating me.
I like my men like I like my sharp axe oiled up.
I like my man like I like my sharp axes. Really know how to make some wood go down or come down.
I like
Fucked up.
I like my men like I like sharp axes. Really easy to be thrown by a lumberjack.
All right.
I like my men. I like my men like I like my sharp axes being thrown around by my dad in a basement, shirtless.
All right. Yep. Let's go next suggestion. Patty said bowling alley manager. Bowling alley manager.
Bowling alley manager.
Bowling
Ooh.
alley
I like my men like I like my bowling alley manager. They know what size my feet are.
I like my men like I like my bowling alley manager. Peaked in high school.
Wow. I like my men like I like my bowling alley manager putting their balls in my gutter.
I like my men like I like my bowling manager. They know how to clean my ball.
I like my men like I like my bowling manager cleaning my finger holes.
I like my men like like my bowling managers, used to operating with 3 fingers.
Oh.
I like my man like I like my bowling alley manager. They know when to strike.
I like my men like I like my bowling alley managers polishing my pin.
I like my men like I like my bowling managers. They give me the turkey.
All right.
I like my men like I like my bowling alley managers. They knock me down all the time.
I like my men like I like my bowling alley manager chasing me around for money because I didn't pay.
Okay. All right. Let's do one. We do one more suggestion.
Okay.
Tom Schultz. He said speeding ticket. Speeding ticket.
I like my men like I like speeding ticket. I ignore it until it becomes a problem.
I like my men like I like my speeding ticket. Fast without that rubber.
I like my men like I like my speeding tickets. I don't like paying for them.
I like my men like I like my speeding tickets handed to me by a cop.
I like my men like I like my speeding tickets. If I'm not careful, I might get shot.
I like my man like I like my speeding tickets. I just I save them and then I just when I need them, I'll just put them on the windshield when I park.
That's very smart.
Oh, that's smart. I like my men like I like my speeding tickets. Fuck! Oh, they cost me money.
I like my men like I like my speeding tickets. I always call my dad and cry after I get one.
I like my men like I like my speeding tickets. It's a challenge to get out of one.
I like my men. I like my men like I like my speeding tickets. I always try to cry to get out of it.
I like
to get out of it.
I like my man like I like my speeding tickets. They always impeding my traffic. I don't know.
Ooh.
I see what you're going for.
And
I
like
like
I like
that.
my speeding ticket. They're always yelling at me about my tail light.
Yeah. I like my men like I like my speeding tickets. Overused by the Detroit Police Department.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So, I'm doing one more suggestion because I like
Okay.
the suggestion that Tom said is Tom Schultz. Shout out to him again. Pink Cadillac.
No.
Pink Cadillac. Pink Cadillac.
I like my men like I like my pink Cadillacs on an assembly line.
I like my men like I like my pink Cadillacs. Pink.
I like my men like I like my Cadillacs, pink Cadillacs with Aretha Franklin inside them.
I like my men like I like my pink Cadillacs. Old as shit, but got lots of money.
Okay.
I like
like
my men like I like my men like I like my Cadillacs. They make me think of pink Cadillacs. They make me think of breast cancer.
All right, we'll end on that fucked up ass one. We'll end on that fucked up ass one. Or do we want to get one more to
Cleanse the palate.
Yeah,
What, you guys didn't like mine? Yeah, okay, fine.
I liked it. Oh.
Get one more. We'll cleanse it.
I'll do one more. Shout out to Patty, school nurse.
Ooh, I like my men like I like my school nurse. They stick things in my throat.
I like my men like I like my school nurse. Starting things out with shots sometimes.
I like my men like I like my school nurse. She'll fill me up at school.
I like my men. Go ahead, Kate.
Good.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you. I like my like I like my school nurse. If it really hurts, they'll call my parents to come get me afterwards.
I like my men like I like my school nurses having sex with me.
Oh,
whoa!
That's not a pleasure. How?
I like my men like I like my school nurse. They give me a lollipop after.
All right, cool.
One more.
Oh, I got one.
All right. I like my men like I like my school nurses drugging me.
I like my men like I like my school nurses. They always think I'm faking it.
I like my men like I like my school nurses always depressing my tongue.
Oh, okay, clever boy.
Clever boy.
All right, we'll end it there. That's innuendo. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Good
Thank
job.
you so much for your patience with us on that one.
I had a good time.
Yeah, what a good lead-in to our next guest.
Oh yeah, baby.
I can say with no innuendo that I admire greatly. She is a fellow member with me on the Planet Ann home team. She's a co-producer for AWOL Theater Company, and she is the co-host of a very excellent podcast called VulnerabiliTea with Brandon McCarthy. Shout out to Brandon.
Shout out.
Give it up, everybody. We're checking with her to see what she's been up to. Maggie O'Reilly, everybody.
Yay, Maggie! Welcome.
Hi.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you. This is the first application of makeup in about a year.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I put makeup on and then looked up at my roommate, aka my cousin Beth, and she was like, "Wow, I was not expecting a wing eyeliner."
Well, we appreciate the extra step there.
You're welcome.
Because that's not easy.
Yeah. Is Chuck around?
Chuck is right behind.
Oh.
Hi, Chuck.
That's classic Chuck. Yeah.
Classic
He has his own
Chuck.
Instagram, by the way. What's Chuck's Instagram? Chuck's
I don't
Doggy
know.
Adventures. It's like Chuck's Doggy Adventures.
Adventures, I believe. Yeah. I always forget to log into it and only comment on that page like once every 6 months. But you know what? Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. Didn't your dog traumatize Katie at one point?
Traumatized
No.
Katie?
No?
No.
I thought there was like a story that like something happened to your dog.
He had a seizure when I was older.
Oh yeah, Caitlin came and recorded her episode of Vulnerability, which is like world famous, by the way. Everyone wants to be Caitlin's friend after listening to that. And as we were wrapping up, we were just like sitting on the couches, just like hanging out after the pod, and Chuck had a seizure, and it was like the first one that I like identified as a seizure, so we were all like freaking out, and it was shortly after it came, so I was terrified.
Yeah.
Sorry, Caitlin.
Oh, I think it brought you and I and Chuck closer together.
It truly did. It truly
Beautiful.
did. Yeah, poor guy.
How long have you had Chuck?
I've had Chuck since not this past July, but the one previous. So almost 2 years.
Cool. Now this is kind of like a resurfacing for you. You've kind of been under the radar during the pandemic. Thank you.
Under my radar.
Yeah.
Not Caitlin.
In terms of improv, we were talking a little bit about this, but it's like, how has it been being away from improv for coming on a year now? Like, you've kind of made a clean break of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, in the beginning, I was anxious as all hell, so there was really no need for me to try and participate in anything because I would have brought nothing to the table. But like going through that, I was like, okay, you really need to take this time to like reevaluate and calm down with everything. So I've really allowed myself to just like sit in this like arena of quarantine and really just like digress. And it's been great. I mean, I have watched every possible thing on television, like everybody. Bought all of the things on the internet for Chuck, and yeah, we're both on.
What's your most extravagant Chuck purchase?
Oh my God, everything's extravagant for a dog. Let me tell you, vet bills.
You have a camera now.
Yeah, I've been. Chuck is like not doing well with me going back to work, and I've tried like everything to like curve that for him. So I did have to buy one of those like doggy cameras, and that just has traumatized me. Like I won't allow myself to plug it in anymore because I can't even focus or concentrate or live my life.
Now, is it the kind of camera that dispenses treats, or you can just watch the dog?
No, I can only watch him.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can talk to him too.
I was going to ask, if you can talk and he can hear your voice.
Yes, he can. But
Nice.
the funny thing is I can hear myself when I talk to him, and every like 15th time you can make out what I'm saying, but all the other times it sounds like I am a horrible, wretched monster. And I'm like, this is probably not calming for Chuck at all. There's this woman coming out of this camera.
Does he seem to recognize your voice over a speaker? Because I have a camera like that for my dog, and he doesn't even pay attention to it.
I definitely think he does when it like comes in clearly, for sure. But also, after like the second time I talked through it, he was like, I don't give a shit what that camera or what that object is doing. And he just like, the first 2 times when I was like, Chuck, don't do that, or like, Chuck, sit down, he actually listened. And then from then on out, when he realized like, even if I don't sit down, she can't do shit for 6 more hours.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm no longer listening to you at all.
Wow.
Which is his common thread of life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Too bad you couldn't
What
take
an
him to work.
ungrateful little bitch.
I know, but look how handsome he is.
He's
Yeah.
so
Oh,
He is
what's up, Chuck?
He's a cute boy. Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of work, you're also balancing that with going back to school, I hear.
Yeah, I am. I work at the hospital, and since I am deemed a frontline worker and worked throughout the pandemic, I was awarded the Frontline Workers Grant. So I went back to school. Yeah.
Yeah, and how many classes did you decide
right.
to sign up for?
I am literally a moron and was like, you know what? 33 is the year to take 4 classes and do a full-time job.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so I have 4 classes and I haven't gone to college in like 10 years. So I'm like, what am I thinking? You know? But yeah, it's a lot of work.
You want to shout out your school?
Oakland Community College. Hey.
What up?
Hey.
What are you going
Thank
for?
What's the mascot there?
I don't know.
Do they have-
What are you?
I'm gonna find that out.
Okay, please do.
I don't know if they have any
What are you
sport.
going for?
Wait, is it a Raider? Because the bookstore is called the Raider Store.
Oh,
Probably.
okay.
Man.
Listen,
I'll double
I'm
check.
always learning
Talk
something.
amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. What someone asked a question.
What are you
I
going
said,
to
what are you going for?
No, 2 people had the same question.
No, I was just repeating her question.
Oh, okay.
Cuties. I am going for a computer science degree, but it's like based in business, like analysis. So it's like just a bunch of computer classes and like I don't know, like data analysis and everything, because that's what I do at work. So
Mhm.
I
Also,
just
this is
get that
specifically for your job or that type
I
of job?
mean, well, okay, so I went to college twice before this, and
Okay.
for advertising art direction, and I never worked a day in that field, and dropped out both times.
Okay.
So, this time around, I was like, "Hey, what have you been doing for 10 years? Maybe you should do that." So, yeah, I just decided to actually get a piece of paper that told the world I can do this job.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's helpful though. I've like learned some things that have actually like helped me do stuff at work. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's interesting because I know that, and I asked you if we could talk about this, but you were planning to move out to LA before the pandemic hit.
yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah,
wow.
I actually, if you would have asked me 6 months ago if I would have ever gone back to school, I would have told you hell no. I like never wanted to go back to school ever again. But it was free, so I did it. And since I am not going to California as of right this moment because the world's on fire, I decided why not, you know? But yeah, I put California on hold because of the pandemic, obviously. And although Kyle has been just flourishing with his
Flourishing.
Little butterfly.
He's meeting hip hop celebrities in his job.
Oh,
I don't know if you can mention any of them.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
So casual.
I've been working as a COVID compliance officer, and I worked on Love and Hip Hop and this BET show called Cooked in 5. I was supposed to go to Master P's house.
because I just watched 4 seasons of Love and Hip Hop.
Nice.
Which city? Which city?
New
Which
York.
city? Huh?
New York, so I could watch Cardi B, obviously.
Mhm.
Oh.
I didn't
She
know there was
wasn't-
more than
she
one.
wasn't with us.
Yeah, they have like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I guess I did know that because I knew of Atlanta. But no, I watched New York so I could see Cardi B. Wanted to see those teeth.
That's all that's important.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
She makes money moves.
She is who she is. It's kind of like funny that like she's always been that person.
I love Cardi B. I don't care what
Mhm.
everyone says.
She's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great.
I would like to personally say with our guest here that like in the beginning of lockdown, I made a like mental, it was too much. People were texting too much. It was like way too much. But I had a select group of people that I was like, all right, these are the people that I'm going to talk with. And then anybody else, it's like, if they text me, that's fine. But like, I'm going to try and disengage a little bit. But I have had a daily thread with Maggie and Brendan and Molly. We're like the 3 people that I consistently texted with throughout the pandemic. And I just want to shout out Maggie and Chuck because they were also the few people that I saw in person from a distance outside.
Caitlin, first and foremost, since we're just loving on each other, I want all of you to sit. Caitlin has given me like 2 of the best gifts throughout core. Like right at the beginning of it, she came to my house before I even saw my mother and dropped me off like this bag of like treats for me and Chuck with like hand sanitizer that I still carry in my purse daily. And like it was so sweet and nice. And then for my birthday, you sent me like this adorable box of Detroit goods. And what I'm saying is be friends with Caitlin because she gets great gifts, and she will be a daily social butterfly for you.
I have this mic here to thank Caitlin for.
That's very thoughtful.
Can confirm.
I love this little support system.
Very thoughtful, very great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this whole entire group I talk to on the regular, so you guys don't count because it's
We're
obvious.
exempt.
Yeah, I know. Where was my birthday?
Since you guys don't count.
Yeah, I had a birthday.
You guys don't count in this portion because we had a weekly show during the entire pandemic. Obviously, I'm talking to you guys.
Yeah, we're mad at you now, Kate.
I wasn't upset before, but now I'm kind of pissed.
Also,
I'm not mad because if I was included in your group, I wouldn't text back anyway. So.
That's just true.
I don't text anybody back.
God,
I've been terrible about that this year.
To be fair, though, I do love to chat on the phone, and Jake is more of a caller, and I am also naturally a caller, but I had to adapt to texting because that's what everybody else likes.
I'm the same way.
Low-key, when he texted me last week and said, when he texted me last week and said, "Hey, can I call you for a minute?" I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I hate
I was like, "Yes."
Jacob called me and we talked for like 2 hours on the phone, and that was like after 7 months of not seeing each other. And I can't come up with 4 sentences to say to people I see every day, but I talked to Jacob for 2 hours. A phone call. You should answer.
I've talked to most of you on the phone during this pandemic.
So you said that your plans for LA are on hold. So you're definitely like, despite like going back for like computer science and all that stuff, you still plan to go to LA?
Well, I
got
decided. What was that?
They have computers.
There's computers for sure.
They do have computers out there. No, I was like fully in the boat of moving to LA, and like I sold everything I owned, like got rid of my house, and like was literally just living in my cousin's basement, waiting until mine and Tom's show was going to be over, and then I was going to move, and then COVID hit, and the whole reason I decided to make that plan was I'm 32 years old. Like now I'm 33. I don't even know my age. I'm 33, and like I don't have kids or like a house or anything. And I was just like, if you're gonna make this move that you've always wanted to make, like now's the time. Mm-hmm. And so I was totally like ready for that. Like I said, I got rid of everything and I was ready to go. But once this hit, I was like, if I was, like listening to the earth and like made that plan to move, then I think this is kind of a big sign it might not be your time to go right now.
So you're just like, yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Fine, God.
It's not like I'm never going to go. I would love for that to happen again in the future. And if it comes to a point where it works out as well as it was going to work out, then I'm totally down. But I just don't really think I need to make like big life decisions when we don't even know like what tomorrow's going to bring.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm with you on that because we were kind of on the same.
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about it a lot. Yeah,
and it's like it's a very hard thing to gauge right now because I mean, if a year ago today we were to be like, I mean, who was to know that this was going to happen the way that it did and how long it lasted? So.
Yeah, I put it off for a couple months and like was still like, okay, yeah, the world's gonna open up in a couple weeks, and then like I'll be back on the train. Yeah. And then I think I jinxed the earth, and here we are. Sorry, everybody.
Also, like we have to like think about like what kind of trauma we're all gonna have when this is over too. Yeah, and we're gonna have to find ways of healing from that. So I think not making really big changes because that seems really.
But also, LA loves people with trauma. The entertainment business.
The influences have not stopped.
Yeah.
Speaking of traumas and stuff like that, though, I mean, you do have a great pod that everyone should tune into and listen to past episodes.
Yeah. Can you talk about that a little bit about vulnerability?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Brendan have a podcast called VulnerabiliTea, and
Like
we have
T on the end with TEA for people looking it
TEA,
up. Yeah.
as in tea, spilling that tea. So it's really like a fun podcast that we had an idea for, and like everybody who's come on has been like largely different. Like some stories that people will tell are like, either like very sad from their childhood or just like really goofy, but all in all, every episode always has like something just great that someone like tells you. And most of these things I've never known about any of the guests, and I thought almost all of the guests were like some of my best friends, so I thought I'd do that for you guys, but I don't. So the podcast, we wrapped up the first season in, I want to say like March or April, recording wise, and me and Brendan both at that time were like, well, I'll just speak for myself. I don't want to speak for Brendan. I was extremely anxious, and I've always had like anxiety, but like at the beginning, obviously, like everybody, it just like turned a new page. So I was like, I can't really create anything to my liking at this time. So we both decided to like end the season and then return when things like started to get better. And throughout this time, we both have been enjoying the break and both been very busy and still probably anxiously unraveling. But we were going to start back up, and then my dumbass decided to take 4 classes, and and so I have like no waking time available for anything. I literally was writing a paper until the moment I signed on to this, and I'll have to go back to it after. So it's like, yeah, I don't really like. I didn't want to not give the best of what I could. And Brendan also was like, for his own personal reasons, like, I'm not ready right now either. So we are going to definitely do a season 2. We have lots of ideas. We have a list of people. Most of you are on it. Just kidding. All of you have either been on the show or are on the list of people we would love to interview. And just, when it's right, we'll get back to it.
I think that's really admirable.
Lots of episodes you can listen to right now.
I've listened to a few. I've listened to Katie's, and Jake had one, I believe.
Yeah, Jake's was one of my favorites.
That was one of my favorite podcasts to be on.
Oh,
yeah, that was definitely
the most fun.
My episode I was super nervous to do, and I was like a week and a half after having my appendix out, so I was in like rough shape.
Yeah, and no joke, the most feedback we've gotten, and I'm not at all kidding, is people wanting to be friends with Caitlin Shea and asking me if it's okay if they add her on social media.
Sounds about right.
That's so sweet.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great.
So
I love that.
Now, the subject of your, podcast, vulnerability, that's not always an easy thing to get. Like, is there anything you do or like you and Brendan talk about in getting people to open up like that? Because that's not an easy thing.
Right. Well, being vulnerable to me doesn't always necessarily mean you have to like share when your parents left you as a child. Like it could be anything, and so, or just like sharing stories that you wouldn't normally tell, or like stories that you truly feel like are an example or a reason you are who you are today. And I am like definitely a person who wants to know how everybody got to the stage that they are at in their life. And it's just I love hearing stories of people's story, and so we wanted to have it be layered too, to where people aren't only cornered into one story. They could really tell like an array of stories. So the podcast has segments where it's throughout different age groups in your life. And so you can tell like a story from when you were a child versus a story in like your 20s versus a story now. And which has been really great because that allows people to tell something that is like maybe really vulnerable that they've never told anybody, like an addiction or like an eating disorder or like a loss of parents, and then turn around and tell a story about like how they love karaoke or they puked all over the Chicago subway. You know? And so it's like all in all, it's really fun. Yeah. So everyone gets like 2, unless you're Garrett Fuller, and then you get 17 episodes. But no, I'm just kidding. He got 3. But everyone gets like 2 episodes, and we split up those stories between the 2 episodes, and it's really fun to like dedicate like a good portion of time to someone who's super interesting. And you know, everyone in this community is extremely interesting, and I've learned so much about everybody.
Well, it's such an interesting thing too, because everybody gets so caught in the like bit pit and like
exactly
small talk and like we
Yeah.
see all these people over and over again, and it's such a like common thing to just like talk about in the moment or like, you know, joke around, which is fine and great. But like, I'm also the type of person that like, I like to sit down and like get into it with people.
Right.
So like, it's like such a nice thing to listen to people on the show and like hear different things that even like you said, you're friends with and like didn't know those things. I mean, there's people that I've heard stories that were on that I didn't know.
It sounds like when you said I like to sit down and get into it, like you want to argue with motherfuckers.
I want to
smash
If it comes to it,
but I like, but yeah, I have that problem too. Like I don't know, I don't want to say problem, but like the bitch is cool, but sometimes like I be bitted out. Like I'm like, oh,
exactly.
Exactly.
Well, and I really don't know, people. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to know you, like these people I'm hanging out with all the time.
Yeah.
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 I was just gonna say that's a really sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying it's a really big testament to you that people want to talk to you about like maybe traumatic stuff and maybe loosely stuff, because I always found you really easy to talk to.
Thank you.
So I think that's kind of perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, piggybacking on that comment, like I have a huge Irish Catholic family, you know, so I am like always around 9 million people except for right now, and it is really easy to talk to people about any subject for me, and I don't mind if it's a deep conversation or if we're, you know, playing an improv game, but I would like both, like you know, I don't like surface conversations. I find them kind of boring. So when we came up with this idea, it was like really exciting for me actually to bring people in like Caitlin or even like Nuvere. Nuvere is one of my closest friends. I know, I thought I knew so much about her, and the story she told on the podcast I had never heard before a day in my life, you know.
Speaking of Nuvere had a question. She wanted to know how many best friends does Maggie have?
I think she's asking you to rank them as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, rank your friends.
1 through 10. Let's go.
Nuvere's favorite thing is to bring me down on my best friend. It's true. It's true. It's very true. I call a lot of people my best friends, but let me tell you, it's a circle of people you would want to be involved with. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, and Nuvere is one of them.
And you and Nuvere did you guys did a lot more. Yeah, I was gonna say you and Nuvere did a lot more than just be friends. You guys started like a theater company together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was insane actually. We are 2 producers for AWOL Theater Company. The other producers are John Stone, Tom Novick, and RJ Cash. And oh my God, so many relatives. And it's like a monthly pop-up of comedy.
Live for it.
Love it.
Yeah, and mostly just like we wanted to have so much fun at every show, so they're always different. We bring in one of our our guest hosts every time is a different host, and we wanted it to be all about the performers, and so anyone who's a host, it's really about that person. They get to introduce everybody, they get to talk, they get to perform with us, and all these promos and everything, and it's so much fun to just celebrate all of these awesome, like diverse talent that we have in Metro Detroit.
AWOL,
it's in Detroit, so that's fun.
AWOL brought all of us together.
You're our beginning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a badass picture of you guys in front of our backdrop too.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And Kyle got to do a show when he left.
Yeah, that was a good little goodbye.
Yeah.
I honestly, I lived for, that was like my one a month night to be naughty.
It was a naughty night.
It was every month. I think I missed a few because of shows, but in the beginning, I never missed one. And
it was not the same when Caitlin wasn't there, because after the show, it's also very important that we like hang out and have fun. And it usually was a dance party.
Yep.
And Caitlin is
dancing queen,
always dancing. And it was.
If there's a dance floor, Steve and I will be on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have another question from the audience. Sheila Ferrara, who's your favorite cousin?
Sheila has to be related to Vince, right?
She is. Sheila,
I work with your cousin. We're family relatives. Your brother.
Yeah. Caitlin actually knows multiple of my cousins, not through me. That's how many cousins I have.
Well, rank them 1 through 135.
Yeah, where does Sheila rank? I think that's what she wants to know.
Sheila, listen, you dumb bitch. I love you.
Now, who ranks higher, Sheila or Nouvert? That's
who ranks higher, Sheila or Nouvert?
Or Laura.
In this category, I'll have to say Sheila. Sorry, she's blood. If I need those organs, I gotta keep her at the top.
That's fair.
Yeah, what's your blood type?
Oh, positive, I think.
Oh, me too.
I don't know mine.
Someone asked me mine on a dating app, and I tried to figure it out, but I couldn't figure it out. So
ask your mom will know.
That's
ask
a red
mom.
flag.
That's what I did.
Why the fuck they ask for your blood?
Yeah.
That's a big red flag.
No. Don't say don't worry about it. You asking her to rank her cousins, you bring up that bullshit.
It was a vampire. It was a vampire dating site, Jake. So.
Yeah, vampire
dating Dexter.
Yeah.
Market organ donation.
That's what
Maggie.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
I want to bond with you over something here.
Okay.
And Caitlin's going to try to bond, but she can't. I told her she can't.
Okay.
How bad has the apostrophe in the digital age messed up your life?
It always messes up my life, because first and foremost, as soon as I say my name, someone wants to sing me that damn O'Reilly Auto Parts song, and so after they're done singing that to me, they'll ask me to spell my name, and the apostrophe, it depends on the system. It depends on if it's a legal system or what it is, but it's always like multiple spellings of my last name to figure out if I'm in the system because of the apostrophe. It's annoying.
Yeah. I'll always have to be like, I'll spell my name out as it is, and they'll be like, can't find you, and I'll be like,
yeah. Yeah.
And
And you know what? It's kind of sad that it's not on my license. I feel like
Oh, you don't get an apostrophe on your license?
No, it's not a
Is it
character
not on your
allowed.
Wow.
What was that?
You're right. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Now,
But then I don't know if I should put it. Like on documents,
that's the one.
I'm always like, I don't know. Especially those ones with like the boxes for each letter.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
know
well
if
then I guess I'm better off without my apostrophe, Kyle.
Dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
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 You know, your life's much easier.
We have another comment from Sheila. She said she wanted to say Nouvert. And then Nouvert says Patty and nobody. I don't know what that means for the future of your improv group.
Patty and
You're nobody.
I'm not sure what that means. Not sure what that means.
Don't you dare, you bear not me.
To wrap up here, as our time has come to a close, unfortunately, but you've been a delight. Speaking of vulnerability, when you do move out to LA, what's your dream to do out there?
Well, my dream would be to drag all of you along with me, except for Kyle because he's already there. Oh, and Andy's already there, right? Andy?
Part time, yeah.
Yeah.
Half time.
So drag all of you there with me, including you, Bear. Ass. And start an AWOL 2, AWOL West Coast.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be
I
awesome.
don't know. I love writing shows. Me and Tom actually wrote a show that was
Tom
going
Novik,
up.
shout out.
Yeah, Tom Novik, shout out. We wrote a show that was going up at the end of March. So when the world shut down on March 13th, our show was canceled. So we have a full show with props.
Okay.
And a poster ready for whenever the world opens.
That should be the first show back. When the Anna opens
I
back
hope
up.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd love to write. I mean, I love performing. I love acting, all of that. So writing, performing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great.
Yeah.
I see it for you, and I
Yeah.
hope it comes true.
Also, the Oakland University mascot is the Golden Grizzlies.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Wait,
Kyle.
is that Oakland University?
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't
it's
go
Oakland
to
Community
No,
College.
Oakland Community College.
Community College.
OCC.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, they gotta have a.
Kyle,
Yeah,
you forgot about us since
I
you
would
moved
bet
to LA.
a hefty penny that it's the Raiders.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
We'll get that before the end of the show. Stay tuned.
this is important stuff.
Before we bid you
Yeah.
farewell, final comment from another cousin,
Oh God.
Teresa.
Yeah.
And she called you Margaret.
She did.
Ooh,
call me
she's your
Margaret.
government name.
Teresa is one of my favorite cousins as well. Although she did miss my birth, and now that's live. Hello, Teresa.
Oh.
You're right. It is the Raiders.
Teresa was in the Air Force, like fighting Desert Storm, and I always throw it in her face that she missed my birth.
Oh my gosh.
So, Kyle, if you missed that, Kyle said you are correct, Maggie. It is indeed the Raiders. So
See, I'm
you're.
so in love with Oakland Community College.
Oh, we got another. Ren, you have so many cousins showing up here.
Oh my God. Oh God.
That's
Yeah,
great.
there's another relative.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think if we had enough time, we
just
get
so
to
we're
all of
clear, I
them.
posted this in all of my family pages.
Hey, they came through.
They came through.
You have a supportive family. Yeah. Well, you can catch back episodes of Vulnerability on iTunes and Spotify, I'm assuming, wherever podcasts are sold.
Yeah, wherever they are.
Yeah. And catch AWOL Theater when all this is done. Catch Maggie in her show, and her and I together will be back, hopefully on the line for the Planet End home team when it's back in the physical world.
Yeah.
And it's been a delay. You're someone I worked with before, and would definitely work with again. And it was a lot of fun. Always great to
Thank
talk
you.
to.
Can I promote one thing? real
Yes,
quick?
absolutely.
So I haven't done anything in a year, but now all of a sudden I'm like booked this week. And next weekend I am on Hey Girl. Margaret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
You've at all been entertained through this. Join me and 3 other funny ladies next
Yeah.
week.
That's awesome.
You're gonna have a lot of fun. I had a blast on that show.
Yeah.
And that's on Saturdays, right?
Yes.
I love how Chuck is photobombing at the end of the.
Oh.
Getting in
There
there.
he is.
Wait, where is it?
No, you had it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
had it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Check him out on Chuck's Doggy Adventures in case I
Yes,
forget that.
please.
But Maggie O'Reilly with an apostrophe. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks, Maggie.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Maggie.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye to your 200 cousins.
Bye, everyone.
I want her cousins to rank us.
Yeah, can you rank us cousins?
Yeah.
Top
But that
friends.
was great. Yeah, she's got a lot going on, and hopefully she'll make it out to LA armed with a computer science degree. So yeah, that's the show, everybody.
That is it.
Yay.
Stay tuned. We'll be on every other week for our second season. Are you playing the video again? That Walkman, that should be a meme.
Yeah.
Such a meme.
Boom.
But yeah, we'll check us out this season. We'll have additional funny people, musical guests.
Yes, Jake.
Jake.
No, I feel like you should kind of take that video and kind of dub it with like a WWF wrestling match with like Goldberg spearing somebody,
Yeah,
Oh, hell
put that
yeah.
on TikTok.
or
Yeah.
Edge spearing somebody, do something like that, or
Yeah,
some shit.
yeah.
Remind me. But
It
anyway,
does
yeah.
look like a Goldberg spear.
Oh, Tom Schultz has a comment. This is nice having the show back in my
Aw,
life.
Oh,
Why?
we miss
nice to see
you.
your comments, Thomas.
Laura Gardner says bye.
Bye.
I just want 100 bye comments and we just say bye to everybody.
Yeah, all of them.
But thanks everybody for sticking with us and watching.
Shout out to Patty. She sent me a picture before the show. She was eating carryout and watching our show. So mwah.
Yep, shout
Love
out
you,
Patty and
Love
Perry.
that.
And
Shout out
Perry
Don't
and
forget about
Mosby.
Perry
Yeah.
and Mosby. For Kyle, Kate, Jake, Andy, Katie, and Rick, I am Tony, your host. And this is the end of season 2, the beginning.
Chris Moody just said hi. Just
Okay, yeah. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Corey Freeman, Foreman.
Chris, you get those shoes yet, Chris?
Yeah, what's up, Corey? Bye and bye. Goodbye.
Bye,
I like
everyone.
our responsive audience.
Good night.
See you in 2
Have a
weeks.
good night, everybody.
Chris, you get those Dr. J's yet?
Oh wait, Chris
Chris
says
said
bye.
he said
Okay.
bye. He didn't even
Bye, Chris.
answer the question.
Yeah.
Oh well.